What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for jumping into another video. My name is Josh and I am just your average Joe day trader. Hey, tonight, Sunday night, it is actually market open. It's September 7th, 9:06 p.m. The market opened up just over an hour ago. And you know what I always do on Sunday nights. Let me hear it, team. Let me hear it. Yes, I'm looking for the S&P 500. I want to understand what's going on with the S&P 500 on Sunday night, so I can have some sort of a gauge of what we're going to do into Monday morning. So if you look here on the chart with me, you're going to see clearly that we opened up the S&P 500. I'm on the 15-minute as always. I'll show you on the 5-minute, but you see here a major gap up, which is great. So you can see that the S&P 500 closed right here at 645.96. It jumped up all the way to 648.89, so pretty good. Now, I will say the market closed at 647.24 on Friday, but after the aftermarket into 8 p.m. on Friday, it ended up completely closing at 645.96. So to be from 645.96 to 648.89 as the high tonight already, you can see there is some downward movement. But that doesn't mean anything to me because most likely it's going to follow into this channel. And I'm very happy with that upward momentum, what we see running into Monday morning. What does it do for everything else? Well, as you know, when you go to the other stocks, the other lists, SoundHound, you can see opened up, where it closed at 1426. It was at 1412 at the aftermarket. It's overnight already back up to 1445. So a nice run for SoundHound already. Same thing with APLD is up, closed at 1389, sitting at 1391 in the aftermarket, but already up to 1415. Very happy about that for APLD. So far everything looking pretty good. You can see most of these stocks all generally are running in an upward momentum that have a 24-hour trading. So some really good stuff going on. Excited to see how that works, and excited to see what does it show us tomorrow morning at 4:30. Be prepared though, because there are a lot of things that are happening this week in the news. So you can see here, this is the week ahead based on data, based on earnings, a lot of stuff going on this week that is very exciting. Obviously, we have the release of the iPhone 17. That potentially could cause Apple stock to run. That's going to take place before opening on Tuesday. So tomorrow, consider what you want to look at as far as position in Apple, if you're going to play it or not. I haven't decided yet, to be totally fair, totally honest, because it's already at a pretty nice high of 230 something per share. So I'm not sure if I'm going to jump into it or not. But everyone believes that Apple's going to run up. They don't think there's going to be any type of pullback. So we'll see. I'm going to think about it, pray about it, and then tomorrow morning I'll make a decision what I'm doing with my Apple run. So just a lot of good earnings plays that are going to happen this week. I'll share with you also the earnings calendar. But you see, we also have some medium and high risk meetings and information that's coming out that potentially could cause the market to run in a downward momentum. So I'll leave this up on here. We've got the initial jobless claims. That's on Thursday morning at 8:30. Also, the CPI comes out on Thursday. The 30-year bond auction comes out on Thursday at 1 p.m. Consumer sentiment and consumer inflation expectations at 10 o'clock on Friday. So, there are just things that potentially are going to cause this market to really, really have a very challenging week. So we'll see how that works. On the earnings calendar for the week, we've got some big ones coming up. Not really anything I'm looking at on Monday, but Tuesday for sure. We've got some big names in here. Rubrik, Land's End, which is retail, GameStop, obviously, Oracle is big. Fuel Cell Energy on Tuesday morning could be a really good one. On Wednesday, Chewy in the morning. We'll see. They've been doing pretty good, and they've upped their game on the online sales, so we'll see what happens there. Nothing else really there. Kroger on Thursday, which is a grocery retailer, if you don't know who they are. So there's some potential there to play that one. Remember, I'm not only playing these on the upside. I like to look at the companies to see which ones are going to not do the best to drop down. Potentially, when they hit the bottom, I can play it back up a little bit. Vera Bradley is a good one to take a look at. And Adobe, obviously, on Thursday after close. So some big earnings stuff happening this week. Take a look at it. Make some decisions on what you want to play, if you even play them at all. But that's sort of where we are at with earnings. Last thing I wanted to do is, while this is an update video, I wanted to share something with you about this stock that I've been monitoring and that I'm in. It's called Critical Metals Corp, ticker symbol CRML. Critical Metals Corporation is basically a mining exploration and development company. And what they do is they target lithium and rare earth element deposits. So they operate basically as a subsidiary of a European Lithium Limited, which is based in New York. So I like the fact that it's local here in the United States. And their flagship projects include the Tanbreez rare earth deposit in Greenland and the Wolfsburg lithium project in Austria. So they've got some really big things going on right now. And a lot of people have in this stock. A lot of guys that I trade with have been in the stock since less than $1 per share. And it had a hard run up over $7 a share. I jumped into it in the mid $6 range. Obviously, it's had a bit of a pullback, but totally fine. Their current trading price is $5.81. Their daily trading range is about $5.52 to $6.16. And their 52-week range, they've had a low of $1.23 and this high of $9.89, which was reached earlier in 2025. Their capitalization is roughly $573 to $602 million. So it's a growing, awesome company. And their estimated earnings per share is about from $1.79 to about $1.95, which does indicate that the company is currently unprofitable. But it doesn't matter because the White House, this administration, is pushing for these rare mineral corporations that are doing great work and potentially are going to run. The analysts rate this one right now as a strong buy, and that's with a 12-month target price of $12 per share, which does imply that there's over 100% potential. I'm in it. I bought 100 shares. I'm going to buy more. I'm waiting to see if it drops and continues to pull back a little bit, but I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I believe that CRML is an incredible stock to get into right now. Not financial advice, just my opinion and what I'm doing. There's a 44.2% probability of outperforming the market in the next 3 months and about an 8.6% points below the average US listed stock. So a lot happening there. In 2025 September, they announced the extension of mineralization and progress on the Tanbreez bankable feasibility study, which is on track to complete in Q4 2025. Based on the results, that may cause this thing to skyrocket. That's why we believe in the next 3 months it's going to run. And recent developments, they actually signed a deal to supply rare earths to a US government-funded process facility and received a buy initiation from Clear Street tied to its Tanbreez project. So a lot of going on here. You know, their business is clearly lithium and rare earth exploration, so that it puts them right in the mark of where people want to be in the stock and understanding what's going on with it. This $5.80 range from $1.23 to $9.89 gives me hope, based on being in the mid sixes, that it's going to run up to $10 or more. And it does have this market cap of over $600 million, even though they have negative earnings. Strong buy all the way across the board on the analysts. You know, there's a lot of AI sentiment to be cautious of it. So obviously you want to learn as much about it as you can. Do your own homework, do your own research. But I'm totally into it. And there are catalysts that are coming their way. The feasibility study progress, this US supply deal. So just some big things that we think are going to cause this stock to run. The bottom line is that Critical Metals, the CRML, is a speculative metals play, but it has a notable upside potential given its high-grade deposits and favorable strategic developments. However, since the company does remain unprofitable and the automated analyst rate is cautious, if you are optimistic about clean energy transition and this rare earth supply chain, then CRML could be very compelling to you, as it is to me. But it does carry high risk, typically typical of junior mining companies. So take all that into consideration. I'm going to show you the chart and show you why I'm very excited about it right now. And when we look at CRML on the daily, here's what I'm seeing. I'm going to close this up a little bit, but I was pretty excited as I did my charting this weekend. You can see clearly that CRML, Critical Metals, is displaying a cup and handle, which is totally exciting because I just did a training video. And if you want to watch it, go right here to this video about how to read the cup and handle and the inverted cup and handle. But you see, I drew my lines on here for my Discord group to show, hey, pretty obvious, pretty clear, cup and handle. But not only is it cup and handle, what I want you all to see, and I do have a video that I'm working on to put out about this, explaining, giving some instruction, but this is a clear cross of the golden cross. The 50-day moving average is going up above the 200-day moving average, and anytime you see that 50-day moving average go above the 200 moving average line, it means potential uptrend. Not always, not always. Sometimes it's a fake out, but you can see clearly in this cup and handle, here's the handle. We believe some consolidation, and as the 50 moves over the 200, I believe that this bad boy is going to run. How long, how far, I don't know, but we'll see. And just wanted to share that with each and every one of you. Do your own homework, do your own research. Make sure you are investing where you believe and you feel comfortable investing. Don't take my word for it or any other YouTuber's word for it. But personally, I'm looking at this for a very positive upswing in the next several weeks, maybe several months. Anyway, that is my Sunday night update. Thank you so much for being here. If you hadn't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. I've got several other videos on their way. All weekend long, I'd been thinking about and decided to do some homework and research on Joby and Archer. So I've got an update video coming out for that to tell you a little bit about the data, a little analytics. I'm going to share a little bit about how I feel about it. I'm also looking at AMPX again, and I want to share a little bit more about that stock. I haven't done an update on those. So those will be coming out later in the week. So be prepared as I send those updates out, as I also do my normal everyday update on market condition and where we're at. Trade safe, be careful. It's going to be a bouncy ride this week. That's why I wore my red shirt tonight, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some more red this week. So just be careful. If you are a true retail day trader, you can make money in any day, red, green, purple, yellow, blue, it doesn't matter. You just need to understand your support and resistance levels, that floor and ceiling, which you're also going to hear a little bit more about as I share some more about what my brother-in-law does and what I'm now doing in our understanding the levels, but also understand your candlestick patterns. All right, everybody have an awesome night, an awesome Sunday night. See you Monday morning. Excited to see what it does. 4:30 a.m., 9:30 bell. See you soon. Josh out. Peace.